Dear students, I welcome all of you for today's session on design and analysis of algorithms. In this session, let me have a look at the first algorithm that makes use of divide and conquer strategy. Got it? So in this session, I am going to discuss, okay, binary search. Binary search. I think all of you are familiar, all of you have heard about the search algorithm. Okay, so the problem is you will be given an array of numbers. Got it? You will be given an array of numbers. Okay, the numbers might be from the indices 0 through n minus 1. Okay, I mean, first element might be at index 0. To access first element, we will use a of 0. Then the last element will be at index n minus 1. To access last element, we use a of n minus 1. Clear? Got it? So now you are given an array of this n elements which are at indices 0 through n minus 1. Clear? So along with this array, you will be given a key element. Okay, the objective is you will be given a key element. The objective of this problem is that you need to search whether this key element k exists in an array a of 0 through a of n minus 1. If a key element exists in an array, okay, you conclude successful search. Got it? If key element does not exist in array, you conclude unsuccessful search. Got it? So there is one constraint in binary search. Okay, there's one constraint in binary search that, I mean, constraint means condition. There is one condition for binary search. That is, the input array should be sorted in ascending order. Remember, the condition for binary search is the input array should contain elements in ascending order. Got it? So we'll have a look in detail about this algorithm. Okay, now let me tell you agenda of today's session. So just now I've given you an introduction to binary search. Clear? Got it? So it's a searching problem. Then, so to make you easily solve this problem, okay, I mean, let me tell you, the problem is binary search. Okay, listen, binary search problem. Okay, the objective is that you need to conclude successful or unsuccessful search. Okay, but apart from this, you may need to determine, okay, the efficiency of binary search. I mean to say, suppose let me say you are given some particular key element, okay, which may be at seventh index. Assume you might have given a key element which might exist in an array at index 7. So, of course, I said it exists in an array means in finally you will conclude successful search. Clear? But apart from concluding successful search, you need to tell me how many comparisons have been made. Got it? See here, listen carefully. You need to tell me how many comparisons have been made. Got it? I repeat, how many comparisons have been made to locate this key element which is at index 7. Got it? So let me say One more case. Now you have asked to search for a key element. Okay, you have asked to search a key element which doesn't exist in an array. You have asked to search for a key element which doesn't exist in an array. Of course, the conclusion is that unsuccessful search. Okay, unsuccessful search. Clear? But apart from concluding unsuccessful search, okay, you need to tell me how many comparisons have been made to conclude unsuccessful search. I repeat, how many comparisons have been made to conclude unsuccessful search? Got it? So just what I said, just an example, number of comparisons for locating a key element at index 7. Clear? And locating a key element which does not exist. These are not only the two possibilities. Okay, you might be asked how many comparisons for locating an element at index 0 or locating an element at index -1. Clear? So apart from this, you may need to determine, okay, the best case. In best case, okay, what may be what first you need to determine what is the best case input. Best case input for this binary search means the number of comparisons should be minimum. Okay, what is that particular input? Clear? So what is number of comparison in that case? Similarly, what is worst case input? Okay, worst case input means the maximum number of comparisons is going to take place. Clear? Okay, you need to compute that maximum number of comparisons. On an average, what may be the number of comparisons? Clear? So I mean the objective is to search for an element in an array to conclude success or unsuccess. But apart from this, you need to determine number of comparisons to conclude success and unsuccess. Got it? So I will, in this session, okay, I will make you to understand. Okay, I'll make you easily solve this. Okay, for the given problem, there may be any number of queries. Okay, you need to solve all those queries. You can solve easily, not more than 5 minutes. Okay, you'll given an problem, binary search problem. For all the queries with respect to that problem, you can solve easily, not more than 5 minutes. Got it? And for that, you need to construct something known as binary decision tree. Got it? So the main core of this binary search is binary decision tree. Clear? So got it? So first I said, what is binary search? Now, what is binary decision tree? You can easily answer all the queries. I repeat, okay? You can easily solve all the queries with respect to given problem instance. Next, we'll binary search algorithm. We'll look at it. Next, okay, in general, we will analyze the efficiency of binary search. At the last, there's some remark about binary search. Okay, I said it belongs to divide and conquer strategy, right? Okay, but when though it belongs to divide and conquer strategy, let me tell, there's no conquer pace. There's no conquer pace in binary search, and this is remark. So remark means, though binary search I say belongs to divide and conquer strategy, it doesn't make use of conquer pace, combining pace. Okay, and why it is so, we'll have a look while at the end of the session. Okay, now coming to binary search, just now what I said, binary search, searching for a key element in a sorted array. I said, right, the condition for a binary search is input array should be sorted in ascending order. So It's an efficient algorithm for searching key in sorted array. Okay, so and no, second point makes it clarify that here in search, okay, the main operation is comparison. Okay, main operation in binary search is comparison. Okay, I mean it works comparing a search key k with array's middle element. Okay, for this, at present I'll highlight you that the basic operation is comparison. Okay, but to make you know the next 2 points, okay, clear, okay, I'll come to binary decision tree with an example. Then you'll clear with the next 2 points in the slide. Okay, first slide is very clear to you, but to make you understand what those second 2 points, okay, states, okay, we'll have a look at one example, then we'll come back to this slide. Okay, first, okay, you look, you see here. Assume you are given an array with 14 elements. What are those 14 elements? Minus 15, minus 6, 0, 7, 9, so and so. And the last element is 150. Clear? I repeat, you are given an array. Have a cautious look. Clearly, have a look at the slide. Okay, this is base and it's very easy. In exam, you can easily score complete marks. Okay, so you are given an array with 14 elements, minus 15, minus 6, 0, and last element is 150. And also you can see the indices for this elements starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, so and so, and the last element is at index 13. Very clear to all of you, right? There are 14 elements. Okay, with through the indices 0 through 13. I said okay because first element minus 15 is at index 0. First element minus 15, right? It is at index what? 0. So next, the last element, that is the 14th element, is 151. Since first element is at index 0, the last nth element should be at index n minus 1. So 14th element 151 is at index 14 minus 1, that is 13. So very clear. Now okay, I'll make you clear with this second point of the previous slide. So what I said, it works by, have a look at the second point. It works by comparing a search key with the array's middle element. It works by comparing a search key with the array's middle element, A of mid. Okay, so now let me take one case, first case for successful search. Now let key element to be searched is 151. Okay, the key element I want to search is 151. Okay, listen, key element to be searched is 151. So let me trace how I'm going to solve, right? That I'll show you step by step. Okay, first thing, we will have 3 local index variables. Okay, I'll call them low, I, and mid. I mean, you'll use I and j in array, right? Similar to that, if for this tracing, okay, I'll use 3 index variables. Rather than calling I and j, I'll call it as low, I, mid. Clear? So initially, okay, initially, I mean, when I consider the entire array contains how many elements? 14 elements. So low represent, here, low represents the index of first element in an array. Listen, Later it gets changed. So initial low, what it represents? The index. I repeat, low represents index of an entire array. Sorry, low represents index of first element in an array or its subarray. I repeat, low represents index of first element in an array or its subarray. Why subarray? I'll tell you later. Clear? So what low represents? Index of first element in an array or its subarray. Similarly, now I represents index of last element in an array or its subarray. Got it? Subarray, why? I'll tell you. Similarly, mid represents the index of the middle element. Index of middle element in an array or its subarray. Got it? Clear with this, right? So clear, low, I, mid. They are indices of first, last, and middle element in an array or its subarray. So now let me trace this. Okay, how I'll solve mathematical. Like in mathematics, you'll follow step by step, right? So now I have given an array, all elements are sorted in ascending order. Clear? Now I want to search 151. Okay. Now I want to search 151. This is the key element. So first thing what I do, I need to see initially for this array, what is an index of first element? 0. Very clear. So in the first row, I have written low as 0. What is an index of last element? That is 151. That is 13. So at I have written 13. Okay. So low index is 0. I index is 13. So what is mid? It's very clear. 0 plus 13 by 2, it's nothing but 6. Got it? 0 plus 13 by 2 is nothing but 6. So mid index is 6. Clear? Now what we'll do, let me come to previous slide. What it says, it works by comparing a search key with the array's middle element, A of mid. So what is mid? 6, right? A of mid, that is A of 6 here, it's 54. So mid element I found to be 54. Listen cautiously. Mid element I found 54, but key element is 151. Got it? Now there are 3 cases. Key element might match with this mid element or mismatch. Now in this case, mismatch occurred. Key element mismatched with mid element. So look, there are 3 cases. Mismatch occurred means there are 2 cases. One, key might be less than a mid element, or key might be greater than the mid element. See, mismatch occurred. So key might be less than mid element, or key might be greater than mid element. So what we'll find in this case, key is greater than mid element. Key is greater than mid element. Now you think, since key is greater than mid element, okay, I need not have to search. Listen, since key is greater than mid element, okay, I need not have to search the lower elements of an array. Clear? I need not have to search the lower elements of an array. I mean, the elements which are at indices 0 through 5 need not be searched. So since key is greater than mid element, okay, so array is sorted, we know. So if key exists, okay, if key exists, then it will be in the higher, it will be among higher elements of an array. It will be among higher elements of an array. Means That is through the indices 7 through 13. Got it? Since key, I repeat, since key is greater than mid element, okay? Since key is greater than mid element, okay, then key if exists, it will be in the higher elements of an array. That is through indices 7 through 13. I mean to say, now I need to skip, listen, I need to skip, got it? The left subarray, that is through indices 0 through 5. I need to skip, discard the left subarray, indices 0 through 5. Now I need to search for key in the right subarray, that is at indices 7 through 13. Got it? So I need to search for this key 151 in the right subarray. Right? Subarray. That is at index. What is index? 7. 7 is nothing but what? Mid plus 1, 6 plus 1. Clear? So I need to search for this key in the right subarray. That is index 7 through 13. Clear? Got it? So now we'll say, and this is what stated in third point. Okay, if they match, the algorithm stops. Mid element didn't match, right? So we need to search either left or right subarray. Clear? So see, otherwise the same operation is repeated recursively for the first half of the array. If I need to search for the left subarray, if key is less than a of min. Clear? If key greater than a of min, I need to search for the right subarray. Clear? So now, since key 151 is greater than a of mid, okay, now I am searching in right subarray. So in right subarray, what is index of first element? In right subarray, index of first element is what? 7. So now look at the trace, second row. For the low, I have entered 7. Index of first element in right subarray. Clear? So next, but what about index of last element in right subarray? The same, 13. Because in right subarray, indices from 7 through 13. So index of first element 7, last element is 13. Now what is mid element in this right subarray? What is mid index in the right subarray? That's nothing but 7 plus 13, 20 by 2, 10. Clear? Clear? So I need to perform the same operation. Clear? Now I got mid to be 10. What is mid element in this right subarray now? It's 125. It's 125. Now compare this 125 with key 151. Whether match occurred? No, mismatch. So whether key less than 125, greater than 125? It's greater than 125. It's greater than 125. So I need to search for right subarray now. The right subarray of this subarray. Okay, again this subarray index is 10. Okay, mid index is 10 in this subarray. Mid index is 10, but I got two subarrays because of mismatch, 7 through 9 indices, and other indices from 11 through 13. Got it? So since 151 is greater than 125, I'll search in the right subarray of this subarray, that is indices 11 through 13. So now low becomes what? 11. High becomes what? 13. So what is made? 12. Got it? Look at third row in the trace. Low is 11, high is 13. Mid is 12. So now compare key with this mid 142. Did match occur? Did 151 match with 142? No, mismatch. So mismatch means I know 151 is greater than 142. 151 is greater than 142. So what I need to do? I need to look in the right subarray. Okay, right subarray, that is see right subarray, that is after index 12, that is in the right there's only one element. Of course, array we will say collection as one element also, we call it an array. Got it? So now I need to look in right subarray, that is indices 13 through 13. Got it? Indices 13 through 13. So now what is low? It's 13. What is high? It's again 13. So what is mid? 13. So what is element at 13? 151. Matched with key 151 S. So return success. So total how many comparisons? 4 comparisons. Similarly, see here, I'll tell a bit fast in this explanation. Okay, bit fast. Suppose now I want to search minus 14. Okay, so of course minus 14 doesn't exist, right? So be cautious. Initially low is what? 0. Mid is 13. Sorry, we don't get initial low is 0. High is 13. So what is mid? 6. Element at 6, 54. Key minus 14. Mismatch. Minus 14 less than mid. So look in left subarray. That is indices 0 through 5. So low 0, high 5. What is mid? 2. What is an element at 2? 0. Key element minus 14. Minus 14 less than 0. Minus 14 less than 0. Yes. So I need to search for left subarray. That is indices 0 through 1. So what is the low? 0, I, 1. So what is mid? 0 plus 1 by 2, 0. Got it? So what is now key element? What is an element at index 1? Minus 15. Key element minus 14. So minus 14 matched with minus 15? No. Now what happens? Since minus 14, sorry. See here, don't get confused. And the third step, okay, third iteration, low was 0, I was 1. So mid is 0. 0th element minus 15. Key element minus 14. So minus 15 is less than minus 14. So minus 14, if it appears after minus 15. Got it? It should appear at index 1. Now, see here. Now in this subarray, okay, that was indices 0 through 1. Okay, in the subarrays indices 0 through 1. I repeat, in the subarray indices 0 through 1. That is the third step. Mid was minus 15. Key mismatch. Key found to be greater. So I need to go for right subarray of array with indices 0 through 1. So right subarray means with only one element. That is what? At index 1, that is minus 6. So the right subarray in this case is having only one element, indices 1 through 1. So low is 1, high is 1. Okay. Low is 1, high is 1. So what is mid? It's nothing but same index. 1 plus 1 by 2, 1. So now minus 14 I will compare with minus 6. Mismatch. Mismatch. So mismatch. So then minus 14, what happens? Is less than minus 6. So minus 6, got it? So it's less than minus 6 means I should traverse the left side. Left side means what are the low index? Low index of previous subarray, retain as it is. Okay, low index of subarray, retain as it is. But the I, you make one less than the present mid index. Present mid index is 1. Less than 1 is 0. The one less than 1 is 0. So now becomes I is 0 in the last step. Okay, I repeat. Just go through, don't get confused. So never the lower index can be greater than I index. In the last step, what we found, low index is found to be greater than I index. It's impractical. Okay, it's impractical. So when this condition appears, means impractical condition, lower index can't be greater than higher index. Got it? So then what we'll do, we'll conclude it's an unsuccessful search. Of course, minus 14 doesn't exist. Okay, so it takes time, right? So one easier method I'll tell you. To conclude success or unsuccess, it takes time. Clear? Okay. Let me tell you. Now, the question is that for 151, you told four comparisons. For minus 14 to conclude unsuccess, I took 5 comparisons. Now, I want you to tell me how many comparisons for element 125. That is at index 10. How many comparisons for element 7? That is at index 3. So you need to perform this tracing again and again. Suppose if I ask you to tell me number of comparisons for comparing for locating all 14 elements, it is time consumption. So we'll go for binary decision tree. Got it? So binary decision tree is very simple. Just this is to construct. Okay, I'll tell you. See, in this totally how many elements? 14 elements, right? Indices 0 through 13. So what is see, listen here, constructing binary decision tree. 0 through 13. Low is 0, high is 13, mid is 6. So this 6 becomes the root node of this 3. Got it? Clear? So how I made 6 as the root means 0 through 13, mid is 6. So in the left side of 6, 0 through 5. Left side of 6, 0 through 5. So mid among 0 through 5 is 2. Right side of 6, indices what? 7 through 13. Got it? Right side of 6, indices 7 through 13. Mid of 7 through 13 is 10. Got it? So I repeat, initially 0 through 13, mid is 6, so it is root node. Left side of index 6, okay, left side of index 6, okay, 0 through 5, mid is 2. Right side of index 6, 7 through 13, in mid is 10. Now, coming to this subarray, in the left subarray, okay, left side of index 2, 0 through 1, mid is 0. Okay. Next, right side of 2, okay, left side of 6, 3 to 5, mid is 4. Clear? So next, right side of 6, left side of 10, right side of 6, left side of 10, 7 through 9, mid is 8. Right side of 10, left side of 13. Okay, that is mid is 12. Clear? So now you need to make this node numbers like this. So now we know one is between 0 and 2. So as shown, it is right subtree of 0, because one should be between. See, have a look at this pic. One is between, you can see vertically, one is between 0 and 2. 3 is between 2 and 4. 5 is between what? 4 and 6. 7 is between 6 and 8. Got it? Clear? So in this, all this existing node indices, I will circle it. And those which are not existing means, suppose what is the rectangular nodes, I'll tell you. For example, look at node 13, okay? There is 2 child nodes with rectangular shape. The right at index 3, the right rectangular node, what it represents means all those unsuccessful elements represents all those unsuccessful elements which are greater than the element at index 13. Okay. Next, what this left rectangular node at of the left rectangular node of node 13 represents means all unsuccessful elements that are between indices 12 and 13. I mean, between 12 and 13, Okay, at index 12, 142, at index 13, 151. Okay. Unsuccessful elements between these two elements means 143, 144, 145, 146, 147, 148, 149, 150. These are represented by the left rectangular node of node 13. And the right rectangular node of node 13 represents all unsuccessful elements greater than the element at index 13, that is 151. After 151 unsuccessful, 152, 153, 154, so and so. Got it? So construct this decision tree. Now, I'll tell you. Suppose now, how many now, the question is that in this at index 8, okay, 101 is there. Okay. So how many comparisons are required to locate 101? Just look this binary. See, 101 is at index what? 8, right? Okay. Now come to this binary decision tree. Now traverse from root to node where you encounter 8. So I need to traverse from 6. I need to traverse through 10. Then I will come to 8. So how many? 3 comparisons. Got it? So to locate an element at index site, there are 3 comparisons. Suppose I want to locate an element 7 which is at index 3. I want to locate an element 7 which is at index 3. Okay. So it is at index 3, right? So from 6, I need to come to 2, then 4, 3. So 4 comparisons. Clear? So next, suppose I want to locate an element minus 14, it's unsuccessful, right? So minus 14 is less than minus 15, right? Sorry, minus 14 is between, sorry, minus 14 is between minus 15 and minus 6. Minus 14 is between minus 15 and minus 6. So now minus, see, minus 14 is between minus 15, that is between index 0 and index 1. Got it? So now between index 0 and 1, the left rectangular node of node 1, the see between minus 15 and minus 6 is represented by left rectangular node of node 1. Okay, so you need to traverse from the root 6 to 0, 1. Don't traverse to that left node, okay, that is not counted. So 6 to 0, 1, totally 4 comparisons. Clear? Clear with this? So see, this is about binary decision. In this binary decision now, tree, what is an advantage? See, suppose now I'll come to algorithm. You can just go through this algorithm. It's very simple. Okay, I'll tell you in lab. See, okay. So in this slide, the minimum number of comparison when it's going in to this take slide, place. Okay, so when I want in this we have at the mid element. If I want to search for the mid element, it's going to take minimum comparison, that is 54. Locate minus 14. So we had some steps I needed to follow. Clear? I'll pause. So some post steps, pause for a minute, and I'll make you to re-login. We'll continue the analysis to part, check for some all of you re-log successful elements and 10 unsuccessful elements. What happens? You need to waste your time solving this. Clear? To overcome that binary decision tree. See, I'll tell you in binary decision tree. Now look, I want to locate an element 23. Clear? So 23 is at index what? 5. Clear? So now assume you have constructed binary decision tree. So now traverse from root node to node 5. How many nodes you will encounter? 4 nodes. 1 is 6, 2, 4, 5. Clear? Got it? This means to search an element which is at index 5, you request 4 comparisons. Okay, Napa? Similarly, let me say you want to search for an element 101. Where is the element 101? It's at index 8. Now come to decision tree. So traverse from root node 6 to node 8. How many nodes you will encounter? 6, 10, 8. It means 3 comparisons are required to locate an element at index 8. Clear? So everyone are clear, right? So now, now what the question is that See, it shows, okay, no. Can you tell me which elements will take more number of comparisons to search? For successful search, which are the elements? Okay, you will be asked in this array, list those elements which takes maximum number of comparisons. Okay, you need to locate those elements which takes maximum number of comparisons. Clear? Got it. Then you have this decision tree, right? So now look at the last level circle nodes. Means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. This means to say there are 7 elements which are at indices 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. They are going to take maximum number of comparisons, and that's 4. Clear, right? So with this binary decision tree, you can tell me those elements which are going to take maximum number of comparisons. And those elements are at indices 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. I mean to say the element -6, 7, 23, 82, 112, then okay, 131, 151 are going to take maximum number of comparisons. Okay, I mean maximum number of comparisons 4, right? For successful search, it means what? Worst case 4 comparisons. I repeat, worst case 4 comparisons. Okay, then what is best case? Means minimum number of comparisons. Which element is going to take minimum number of comparison? In this, the element which is at index 6. Got it? So what is that element which is at index 6? That is mid element of an input array. So mid element is 54. So 54, if you want to search within one comparison, you can conclude. Got it? So clear with this. So similarly for index for elements at index 2 and 10, 2 comparisons. Clear? For element at index 0, 4, 8, 12, what? 3 comparisons. So now you have the number of comparisons required. Let's see here. Now we have what? Number of comparisons. Number of comparisons. Got it? So now we have number of comparisons required to search each of the 14 elements. Correct? Means now we have number of comparisons to search for an element at index 0, number of comparisons to search for an element at index 1, number of comparisons to search for an element at index 3, to everything here. So now if I want to determine average, what I should do? Average is nothing but what? Sum of all divided by n. Got it? Clear? So I'll come to this point there. See, as the average of n. Got it? So I mean to say 3 is in this total how many elements in an array? 14. Got it? Average, you know, right? How you will determine average? You will sum all the elements divided by n. Here number of elements is 14. So I am dividing by 14. But what is those 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4? See, I'll tell you. 3 means number of comparisons required to search for an element at index 0. Look here. So at index 0, how many comparisons? Number of nodes we will encounter from 6 to 0, 6 to 0, 3. Got it? 3 comparisons to search for an element at index 0. Got it? So what is next for? Number of comparisons to search for an element at index 1. See here. At index 1, 4 comparisons. So what is the 2? Number of comparisons to search for an element at index 2. See here, at index 2, 6, 2. So totally 2 comparisons. So similarly, you have don't consider here rectangular nodes. Okay, rectangular nodes is unsuccessful. So for all the 14 circle nodes, we have number of comparison, that is here we have written here. So we are summing that, we are dividing by 14. So 45 by 14 is approximately 3.21, means on an average we get Okay, 3.21 comparison. Okay, clear with this average? Got it? So what about unsuccessful? Unsuccessful means, I'll tell you, there are 15 possibilities. Okay, I'll tell you. Unsuccessful elements means with input waste. See, the 115 possibilities. I'll tell you because if you just look here, I have written 15 rectangular nodes. Okay, I have written 15 rectangular nodes. Okay, na? So why 15 rectangular nodes? I'll tell you. See, the first rectangular node, okay, that is at left of node 0, it indicates all unsuccessful elements lesser than the element at index 0. Clear? I mean to say this it represents minus 16, minus 17, minus 18, minus 19. All those which are less than element at index 0 will be represented by this first rectangular node. And the second rectangular node, what you can see in the last level, okay, the second rectangular node, okay, while I traverse from left to right, okay, that is in between 0, node number 0 and 1, right? Means it represents all unsuccessful elements. Okay, all unsuccessful elements that are between between index 0 and index 1. Means between index 0 and index 1, what and all elements will see? Minus 14, minus 13, minus 12, minus 11, minus 10, minus 9, minus 8, minus 7. These unsuccessful elements which are between indices 0 and 1. Okay, so similarly this possibility, and the last rectangular node, what it represents, all those unsuccessful elements greater than element at index 13, means greater than 151, means the last rectangular node represents 150 to 153, so and so. So totally 151 possibility, sorry, totally 15 possibilities. So now unsuccessful cases. Okay, so for the first case, okay, how many comparisons this first rectangular node means? You traverse from root to that particular node. Okay, that particular rectangular node. 15 rectangular nodes are the right. So for the first rectangular node, for the unsuccessful cases, it represents how many comparisons? Okay, traverse from root to that node. How many circle nodes you will encounter? For the first case, 3. Clear? Very clear, right? For the when I traverse from root node to the first rectangular node, 3 circle nodes I will encounter. So 3 comparisons. 3 comparisons to say minus 16 doesn't exist, to say minus 17 doesn't exist, to say minus 18 doesn't exist. So next, all other levels, okay, all other rectangular nodes, you traverse from root to that particular nodes means they'll take 4 comparisons. I mean 4 comparisons to represent all those other 14 possibilities. See, 3 comparison for 1 unsuccessful possibility. I repeat, 3 comparisons for 1 unsuccessful possibilities. Okay, and 4 comparisons to conclude. Okay, other 14 possibilities. So yeah, we'll see at the last and at the last line. Okay, we are seeing that C average of n, right? 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. 4, how many times I'm summing here? 14 times. Got it? So 3, that is the first unsuccessful possibilities. That is the lesser those elements less than the element at index 0, and rest unsuccessful possibilities 4 comparisons. So 4 here I am summing 14 times, and 3 1 time. So when I sum at 59. So why I'm dividing here 15 means 15 unsuccessful possibilities. So now I repeat. Okay, in the first case, okay, successful case are dividing by 14. Correct? Because there are 14 elements. For each 14 elements, number of comparisons I should determine. Sum that, divide by 14. Here, 15 unsuccessful possibilities. Clear? 15 unsuccessful possibilities. Okay. So, since 15 unsuccessful possibilities, we are dividing by 15. Now, this binary search, it's very simple algorithm. Already add in your CCP, right? So I don't want to spend time on algorithm. Okay. Same thing. Concept, what I said, the concept is implemented. Okay, now coming to analysis, okay, to wind up, okay. So best case, you said, step comparisons. For best case, key is the mid element, got it, root node. When I search for the element at index 6, it takes one comparison, that is one comparison. And you can see worst case how many comparison, it's 4, right? In worst case, how many comparisons? 4, right? You can see, if I want to search for an element at index 5, 4 comparisons. If I want to search for an element at index 9, 4 comparisons. Means any element I can search not more than 4 comparisons. Means in worst case, maximum 4 comparisons. So there's nothing but if I want 4 comparisons, okay, what I can say, log 14. You have a calculator, check what is log 14 plus 1. You will get approximately it's 4, okay, got it. So in worst case, it is logarithmic. Got it? So I repeat, got it? If you have a calculator, you can see for those 14 elements we have seen in decision tree, maximum 4 comparison. That is the worst case. So if you have a calc, you can check what is log 14. You will find it is 4. So similar in general, what I can say, in average, log n. Sorry, in worst case, not average. In worst case, what I can say, in worst case, number of comparisons, big theta of log n. Similarly, average, okay, average, what I find approximately 3.21 in case of successful, approximately 3.93 in case of unsuccessful. Clear? So again, if I round off, it is nothing but 4, right? It's nothing but 4 means what? It's nothing but log 14. It's nothing but logarithmic. In average case also, it's logarithmic. So got it. So best case, when I want to search for a mid element, 1 comparison. In worst case, the maximum number of comparison we have seen, it's 4. That is log n. In average case also approximately log n. Got it. So remark about binary search means in binary search I said it's it follows divide and conquer strategy. It follows divide and conquer strategy. But what happens when I compare key with mid, mismatch occurred means, okay, I got 2 subarrays, one subarray either left or right, depending on the key, greater than or less than a mid. I am going to discard one of the subarray, right? One of the subarray I am discarding, means I am not searching in one of the subarray. I am preferring only one of the subarray. I mean, this process repeats until key found on no more elements. So there is, since I am skipping one of the subarray, there is no combining pace, conquer pace. This is the remark about binary search. Means though it belongs to divide and conquer strategy, okay, there is no combined pace. So what we can, the best strategy name, what we can say here, decrease by half algorithm. I mean, decrease by half means initially size was 14, it got reduced by half, 7. Okay, 14 was there. Then I got one of I'm considering 6. Then again the other of I'm considering 3. It repeats. So the better I can say is a decrease by half. Got it? So this, with this, will complete binary search. Thank you for listening.